Well, hello, good evening, and welcome. Indeed, by popular demand, we are back. Summer break's over and we're back into the touring car season. It's Donnington Park tonight. We went quite well here last time, so hopefully we can do that again. Anyway, I'll not keep you waiting. Let's cross over to the track and get started. Usual disclaimers apply. Do give us a shout if I've missed anything or screw up the audio again, as that can happen. So it looks like we're just crossing over to qualifying now. So we'll get our setup loaded. Shall get settled in and we shall get started. Well, 16 cars tonight. It was more than I was expecting, actually. I was worried we were going to have a bit of a poor turnout, as I know a few people are on holiday. I think probably most notable absences will be the two Riddolls. I know they're not around this week. But I did see that Grant got engaged this week, which was great to hear, so I think I can safely say on behalf of everyone at ISO, congratulations, Grant, for that. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get rolling. So I'll do our usual warm-up lap, and then I'll start jabbering away properly once we come onto the flying lap. So I hope everyone had a good summer break. You all got to nice things outside in what passed for the summer we had here in the UK anyway. I don't think we really had one this year, but never mind. I certainly got some interesting things, but I'll tell you about those later. Anyway, here we go. We come up towards the end of the lap now. Try and allow some space to that Mondeo in front of us. You know what, yep, off you go. Right, down to the last corner and let's start the lap then. So accelerating down the front straight, crossing the line just here. Building all the way up to just the fifth, braking at the pit exit there, turn in for Redgate, very tricky corner, very funny shape, tightens up on the exit as we go down to the Craner curve, wonderful fast flat out section, all the way up to 6th gear, touching 125 miles an hour, and then hard on the brakes down to 4th gear for the old hairpin, pitch the car in, hope it doesn't run too wide. Up the hill, under where Starkey's Bridge used to be. And I believe, I can never remember this one, I think this one's Coppice. It's 4th gear, 80 miles an hour. And McLean's, although I can never remember which way round those two are, so it's possible I've got that wrong and those two corner names are the other way round. Anyway, onto the straight. There would have been a bridge here back in the day as well, but this is the current version of the track. And then brakes all the way down to 3rd gear for, I think, Foggy's S's they're called now. Very easy to get a cut track there if you're not careful. That's going to be very important for qualifying. Up towards the Melbourne hairpin, hard on the brakes, down to 2nd gear, 40 miles an hour, turn in. Car doesn't want to, but we're going to force her to. Accelerate out of Melbourne, up towards Goddard's, the final corner. Again, hard on the brakes, down to second gear. Try and hug that inside. Accelerate out. And that's one lap of Donnington Park Grand Prix circuit. And that's not a bad time to start with. Definitely room for improvement though. Let's see what we can do. As we just get humbled completely by John Team there in the Volvo. There we go, first cut track. As I say, it's very easy to do there. Getting through that chicane without getting a penalty quickly, that's the key to qualifying here. Doesn't matter what the rest of your lap's like. If the steward says say no, then well, the steward say no. And he'll come around and try again. Give a plug as well if you like the look of this. You think, oh, I kind of fancy to go at touring cars. I've left a link in my video description to the ISO forums. Plenty of spare cars and still 3 rounds of the championship to go. 2 of them on the new ISO version of 90 Silverstone coming out soon. If the 80s version's anything to go by, it should be very good. There you go, I'm doing plugs, links in my description now. Am I a proper YouTuber yet? Probably a bit cautious through the chicane that time. I got quite a good delta going, so I didn't want to void the lap off. But we lose the time anyway in the hairpin, so it doesn't matter. We're still going to improve slightly, so every little helps, I suppose. I do love this run through the crane, as it's great in pretty much any car, which is one of the good things with Donnington Park. It just works in any car you drive. For everything from a Formula 1 to a touring car to GTs, down to even a little city car type thing. It's just a fun track to drive in anything. And one of the few that I've not visited in the UK yet, so maybe I'll be able to change that someday. Oh, Jonathan's gone second now. The Swedish super team showing their strength again. They've got a better run through the chicane this time, so if we try to not flub the hairpin, maybe we can get a bit closer. There we go, that's better, that's better. Thank you, Yuha. Right, this will probably be an in-lap, but I'll give it some anyway. Always do your in-laps at full speed, if you can. Yep, definitely going to be in-lap now. Right. Once again, I always, with qualifying, I know I could exit the car and go back to the garage, but I prefer to do an actual pit stop because then I get a practice pit stop in, and it takes about the same sort of time anyway. So you've only got 9 minutes of the session left now, so we don't need to put as much fuel in. Let's go there. Just try and save a few kilos. Kirsten's gone top now, out of nowhere. That's a very fast time. Right, so 4 fresh tyres, a little top up of fuel. Let's get back out there and see if we can get squeeze a bit more out of the car. Right, so come around again, we'll start another lap. Oh, got a bit loose there. Oh, and Juha's pipped us as well now. But it's looking very competitive for the at the top once again. Let him get away, because right, looks like we're going to get another 3 laps probably. Make that 2 laps. We'll still keep our speed up. Keep that rhythm going. And, you know, maybe try and explore some of the other track limits. I know, watching the touring cars from Donnington the other week, they put tyre stacks on the chicane, which I'm not sure which solution I prefer. I do know the track limits are a bit more relaxed in the race, but we shall see. We'll just see how things work out. There you go, that's better, that's better. Ah, got loose. That was probably only just outside the limit as well, that's a shame. Though from the cockpit view it can be tricky to tell exactly where the edges of your car are. General rule of thumb I use is where the edges of your steering wheel on the screen are, generally roughly where the edge of your car is. No, looks like we're not going to improve. It's going to be a P6 for us then for race 1, which I'm not too disappointed with. I have a plan. At least I'm going to try something probably a bit out there, or a bit different to what everyone else is going to try. Right. So, while the session kicks over to the warm-up, let's have a little look at the points. So, as we can see, it's Jonathan on top with 173 points. Nicholas Kirsten's in second on 163, and Juha Boss is there in third on 161. So it's quite all to play for still at the top of the table. And then probably a bit far off to make a real push for the championship is John Team and Grant Riddell. Anders Nilsson surprisingly withdrew from the championship after that last round at Thruxton, so he's unfortunately not going to play any more part in it. Then you see myself there in 7th, and the rest of the table as you see it working down. But yes, still all to play for at the top, and in some of the minor positions as well. Anyway, while we wait for the session to go over, what's been going on? How's everyone been doing? Let's chat about what we've been up to lately. So I've had a fun few weeks. I managed to get myself down to the Silverstone Festival, or the Silverstone Classic as it was formerly known, which was a cracking weekend with a good friend of mine. Indeed, if you watch the live stream very carefully, you can actually spot me in it. Now, I'm not going to tell you which part or where, you've got to find that for yourself. But if you do, there's a prize for you. Do let me know if you can spot it. Also, spent a very enjoyable day at Knockhill yesterday for some Scottish Motorsport Club racing. It's also very nice, very nice. But yes, can definitely highly recommend checking out the Silverstone Festival live streams. It was a very good weekend. Lots of very nice cars, both on and off track, and pretty good races as well. Even if we did get utterly drowned on the Saturday with the rain. Right, I think we all know who everyone is at this point in this series, so we're going to head out and actually drive for the warm-up. That, and I want to just make sure my little plan's going to work. If you're wondering what it is, well, you may have noticed I did not change the soft tyres. That's right, we're going to try soft tyres for the race, see what happens. because at this point I'm not in the championship fight. But I would still like to try and grab a race win in this season if I can. We've come perilously close a few times this season, but had to back out either because, well, it was my teammate and I was being polite, or because, you know, someone left some tyre stacks carelessly on the inside of a chicane that I managed to hit. So that's why we're going to try the soft tyres. And if they don't work, then well, we'll put the hards on for race 2. It'll be fine. We'll save the chat about Donnington Park for race 2 warm-up. Right, so let's get settled in, see how the car feels with a bit more fuel in it. I suppose one benefit of driving on the soft tyres for the race, I don't need to really switch between qualifying and race mode. It's not a big switch normally in these cars anyway. But we shall give it our very best anyway. Hopefully I can get a nice start. Cause some trouble. No one shouted at me in chat so far about I've left it muted again, so hopefully everything's working. There. That's right, we'll get the mistakes out of the way now. Oh, before I forget, do want to say thanks to everyone who did tune in and watch our last touring car live stream at Thruxton. That was my second best performing stream so far, sitting on just over 90 views now, which is only a few behind the best one I've had so far, which was the Kyle Army Group C race last year, which I somehow won. Admittedly, a lot of those views may have been people trying to work out how the hell I won that race. Truth be told, I don't know how I won it either. You may have also spotted, you were paying attention, the banger racing video I uploaded a few weeks ago. That was a test piece for some new video editing software I was trying out. So if I find the time and the motivation, that may be some more either simulated or potentially even real life content coming to the channel soon. But I'll make no guarantees. It's all going to depend on whether I have the motivation or the time to do it, because I have no intention of ever doing this full-time or professionally at all. Honestly, it seems a bit of a mug's game. I'll just stick to doing it for a bit of a laugh of a weekend like this. If anyone wants to tune in and watch, then that's fine. And if they don't, well, I'll just scream into the void then, shan't I? Anyway, we'll come up towards Goddard's. I think we'll do one more lap and then we'll bring it in. The reason we're trying, well, the reason I thought of trying these soft tyres was I noticed when I was doing my qualifying practice earlier, the tyre temperatures are about the same as I was getting on the hard tyres. So looking at that, I thought, well, maybe it's worth giving it a try. There's nothing to lose and maybe a little bit to gain. As long as I don't wipe that other Renault out, I'll be happy. Right, so on we come. Of course. So it looks like David Saylor sets the pace in in the warm-up there with Wilkes. Oh no, Johnny Aces just goes in the second at the death. Woodford Wilkes in third. That's a good run. He's has struggled with that Audi so far this year, but maybe he's found something in there finally. It's good to see a different car up there. Right, anyway. Enough of that. It's time for race one then. 18 laps. We're rolling off P6. There's Yuha in P5 ahead of us. Kirsten on the pole, I believe. Then the two Volvos. Who's on? I think that's Matthias Whitman surprising there in fourth. It's a good time there in the Peugeots. They've been showing some good form as well this round so far. Right, here we go, formation lap. Give it a nice normal big burnout off the line. Try and get some heat into these tyres, work the brakes. Don't need to get too aggressive for tyre warming though, the softer tyres will heat up quicker. Let's work those tyres, work those brakes, get the temperatures and pressures up. The tyre's been very aggressive with the tyre warming there. Just a quick good evening to everyone who showed up so far in the chat there. I see we've got Windy as usual and Daniel as well tonight. Nice to see you all there. Right, so we've got some decent temperature in the brakes and tyres now. Just try and work that as we come through the last couple of corners up to the line. Here we go! Oh, and good evening Barry Lynn as well, I see there. Yep, looks like she's going to try and roll away, so we're going to need to heel and toe this one. Oh no, we're okay. We're on the marbles and we're on the inside, so we've got to be careful. But we're through turn one, that's a start. I need to capitalise on the early laps before my tyres go off. You're not going to do it like that. Saw that coming a mile off. You have to do better than that, lads. I need to be careful about these track limits though. They'll add up very quickly if I keep doing that. There you go, that was better. That's what it should look like. Bit loose on the exit there. I'm not the only one fighting a twitchy Renault tonight. I do think I might be slightly quicker right now. So I wouldn't like to get past them, but I don't want to full on launch it. Yeah, nice and clean, that'll do. See if we can work on these guys ahead now. Got to stop doing that. can already hear 90s Eduardo Freitas shouting at me, track limits for car number 4. Except in much more not angry, just disappointed Portuguese tones. Probably going to end up being a bit cautious through there now. I've only got one more warning to play with, I think. Ooh, that was good through there. This was the other thing I was hoping with the soft tyres. As they wear, the car will balance itself out quite nicely. I hope, anyway. I made this strategy call quite last minute, so I didn't actually test it. But if these guys keep going at each other like this, that may soon become a 4-car fight up ahead there. As long as I don't do anything silly. This would be the point where I'd flip on the high beams as if to say, hello boys, I'm coming! But we don't do that here. It looks very weird, causes some weird graphical things to happen. That's it, lads, go 3 wide. Now it's a 4-car fight. That's 10 laps down. Car still feels good. Lost a bit of time in the chicane there. Like I said, oh, hello. I'll finish my sentence. Got to be careful through there now. I don't have many track limits warnings to play with. And the one I do have, well, I'd like to save it if I can for a move. Just need to be a bit closer. Maybe next time Kirsten makes a move, I can take advantage of that, kick the door open and grab them both perhaps. Looks like team's starting to pull away, so that may be a stretch to get there, but I still think we might be able to get something else. We'll just have to see how it develops. Just bide our time, wait for the right moment. Good cushion over 5th now, so I don't need to worry about that so much. Oh, there you go. don't think Jonathan's too happy about that one. I was a bit forceful. Feels like the turning's starting to go away a little bit. Not horrifically, can definitely still work with this. I'm made from being a bit tentative. Because yeah, I would like to get through and get second, but I'm also still very happy with fourth. I don't want to risk it. Especially not by getting slapped with a track limits penalty. Yep. Had to back right out of it there. Oh, Jonathan almost doing the reverse entry there. Yep, I think I just lost the front tyres. Or at least they've given their best. Right, let's just focus on trying to hang on to what we've got. We should be okay, but it looks like Donnington's struggling a bit as well. If you look at the car condition down at the bottom right there, you'll see that left front's getting very, very hot. Yeah, the fronts have fallen off, but they're not leaving me for dead. which tells me for race 2, if I can get ahead of someone, I can probably keep them stay there. Or do I go conventional for race 2? I'm not sure. Anyway, 2 laps to go. Here we go, last lap. Just need to not screw up. Ah, there we are, P4. I'm quite happy with that, actually. Those are some very quick guys that finished ahead of us. and I was able to chase them down and then mostly hang with them. Now we need to work out if we stick with the soft tyres for race 2 or if we try the hards. Might use the warm-up for race 2 to see what sort of pace we have on the hard tyres. Yeah, got a nice decent overtake on Yuha as well, which I'm quite happy with. We were role-playing this a bit. That reminds Williams that yes, I'm still here, but I'm still capable of something. If not give me more money, at least sign me again for next year. Don't want that Plato fella, he's rubbish. You want me. Right. And while we have a moment for everything to click over to the next round, I'm going to step away just briefly for a quick break. Grab a tasty beverage. I shall be right back shortly. Right, and we are back. You must know I have a can of iron brew, because of course I do. I live in Scotland, it's the law. Right, let's reload our setup. Yep, that's all good, that's all good. Right, and looks like straight into qualifying for race 2 then. Ideally we can start a bit further up, which should hopefully get us a bit more in the fight. So if you're just joining us, this is now qualifying for race number 2. Have 20 minutes of this, and then another warm up, and then we'll get on with that. See what we can do this time around. And I shall repeat my plug from earlier. If you did watch race 1 there, and you think, oh, that looks like fun, I'd want to do that, then I have left a link to the ISO forums in the description. Go have a look at that. Everything you'll need is there. Still 3 more rounds to go, plenty of cars free. We're taking in the new version for ISO. New ISO versions of Silverstone in the 90s, both the International and the full Grand Prix layout, as well as Brands Hatch as well. Don't worry if you're worried you're not going to be able to hang with the guys at the front there. Give it a go anyway, you'll find someone to race with. It's a very helpful community. They will try and help you go faster. Doing that is not how you go faster. Automobilista is not a very expensive game these days. Even with all the DLCs, you can generally pick it up for 75% off during a Steam sale. So it'll cost you only a few pounds, or whatever your chosen currency is. Certainly less than a round of drinks. There are quite a lot of very good, very well made mods for it. Highlights probably being the ISO ones, although I may be slightly biased. Well, that's a new place to get a cut track. Right, now try not to get a cut track this time. That's not a bad time. Although the big guns of Kirsten, Team, Donnington haven't run yet. Or if they have, they haven't set a time, so I highly doubt that'll be good enough. Right, seems we've just voided that lap off. I'm going to do my tyre change now. I think where we qualify is going to decide what tyres we go for. If I've got a lot of cars in front of me, I think I'll have to go with softs to try and get ahead of them. If there's not many cars in front of me, then we'll go for hards to try and stay there. But we'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out in 11 and a bit minutes. Right, anyway, into the pits. Let's get our fresh set of tyres. Oh, there goes Team Faster. And right on cue, there's Jonathan as well. That's not a big gap to them though. We may still be able to do something here. Oh, hello. Big old moment there. Try and cool the fronts down then. Go again. See, cars behind are getting perilously close to us as well now. I can't for a second believe that Kirsten's going to stay 14th. Right, come on, do it properly. Try and get a good run through the chicane. Six minutes to go. The time's there, I just need to drive better. That's all you need, just go faster. Just go faster. Interesting. Got the brakes for the chicane slightly earlier there and it felt a lot better. Okay, that's going to be an improvement, but there's still a lot of time on the table there. Oh, in the end it wasn't an improvement, never mind. Yeah, gained nearly 2 tenths through the chicane there. Always learning. Never just assume that what you're doing is right. I think the softs are giving their best now, but we'll keep trying. Alright, this will be our last lap then. Let's try and make it a good one. That ain't it. I'll keep at it. Well, if that's good enough for third, I'll be very happy. I'm surprised Kirsten didn't go faster. Right, well, I think seeing as we're so far up the grid compared to last time, I don't need the quick boost to get past people, so it'll be hard for us for race 2. Let's see what we can get into there. Do a little run in the warm-up to see how that feels. I don't think it'll be a huge difference. No, I don't think it's a big gap in the compounds. It's not like the difference between a qualifying tyre in F1 and a race tyre. It's probably only 1 or 2 grades of compound. Oh, I say that. There's Kirsten just steals third from us right at the end there. But I am ahead of Juha and Wilkes, De Vries and Sabre and all of those this time, which is good. So yeah, we shall stick with the hards then for race 2. Right, well, while we run through the warm-up then, let's talk a little bit about Donnington Park. So up in that there Leicestershire, just over the road from East Midlands Airport actually, which is why you see airplanes taking off. Usually as we come around Coppice and McLean's. Started holding races way back in the 1930s, with the most famous ones, the British Grand Prix at the time, which were most well known for the incursion of the silver cars from Germany, which came in and utterly swept away everything else that showed up on the day. Amazing what could be achieved with some sports washing money, but we'll not go into that. It's not that kind of stream. But yes, the funding for those projects from a less than reputable source, shall we say. And I'm not going to say exactly where, because YouTube's going to shout at me if I say that particular word beginning with N. But anyway, after that, the track was like a lot of motor racing venues were in that time, during the second global disagreement. Again, because YouTube will shout at me if I say those particular other words. The track was used as a vehicle maintenance and storage depot, role which it carried on using for a few years after the disagreement was resolved. It would then, I believe in the 60s or 70s, racing would restart here. Initially only on the national layout, which was much shortened from its pre-war configuration. There are quite a few videos out there of folks driving the 37 version in a Assetto Corsa in period correct cars. It's a very, very sketchy experience. Well, the trees, the buildings, all that, they are right at the edge of the track. Indeed, through that kick there, on the 37 version, there's literally a house, and you're going through a farm gate, and a 1930s cars on skin tyres, with cars chucking out 500 plus horsepower, running on some very interesting concoctions of methanol and benzene and various other horrifying chemicals. Yes, that was certainly an interesting experience, I'm sure. But anyway, yes, the track hosted sort of national racing, and then it grew this Grand Prix loop, as it's called, in the 80s. Initially, the Formula 3000 races, as they needed to get the track length up to 2.5 miles to make it eligible for FIA international racing. And probably the next most famous thing Donnington Park will be known for was that Formula 1 European Grand Prix in 1993, where a certain Mr. Senna made everyone else look foolish, frankly. Although, having watched that whole race in full a few years ago, let's just say there's a reason why when that race comes up, it's only the first lap they ever replay, as the rest of the race wasn't particularly exciting. It was it's Senna driving away from everyone else, and well, yeah, everyone else just kind of struggling. But that would be its one and only contemporary Formula 1 race it would hold. Although it's still very possible to see Formula 1 cars around here. The Masters Historic Series hosts around here every year, I believe, for their vintage F1 series, and I believe the Boss GP series has raced here more than once. And it's quite a popular testing venue for those kind of cars as well. As being next to East Midlands Airport, it's one of the few tracks in the UK where I don't think they've actually got much in the way of noise restrictions. So on their open test day, it's quite possible, I believe, to watch a lot of very exotic machines going around. Other big series that visited here back in the day in the 90s were the FIA GT Championship, the GT1 cars, so the Mercedes CLKs, the Porsche 911 GTs, those sort of things they raced here. And I think actually the World Superbikes may still come here as well. It also hosts the usual British staples, British GT. Just today we're having a race here, as well as BTCC and all of our other favourites. Though very nearly was a track lost to us in 2009, 2010 sort of time, as a certain angry dwarf known as Bernie Eccleston got into some shady dealings with the owners of the track to look at moving the British Grand Prix from Silverstone to Donnington Park for 2010 onwards. Although I suspect, without evidence, that was really just a ploy to try and steal some more, well, I say steal, squeeze more money out of Silverstone. As in the end, the Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix, never did come here again. Although a lot of the development work needed to do that at the track did start, which left the track cut off in several places. And then the money ran out when the, as we all suspected, the race, it was announced that the race was staying at Silverstone. So cheers Bernie, thanks for that. Fortunately though, it had a happy ending. The track was saved and racing did return, and the only lasting effect is the new shape to the S's that we see today. They're previously a bit tighter and a lot closer to the Goddard's hairpin, but they had to they ended up moving to where they are now as a result of the works to reconnect the track where it had been broken up. Nowadays it's come under the Motorsport Vision umbrella, and although Jonathan Palmer may not be the nicest chap to deal with personally, he does know very well how to run a racetrack. The track seems to be in safe hands, at least for now. Hello Jason in the chat there, see you popped up. Yeah, handling wise on the hards, car doesn't feel that different. I've just been jabbering about Donnington Park, so lap times haven't been great. No problem, Jason. Quite happy to do so. I quite enjoy doing these little streams, and I say people do seem to enjoy watching them. And at the very least, the series gets some coverage, as well, all the ISO broadcasters who would normally do it, well, they all want to race as well, and they're all racing in this, which is absolutely fine, of course. At least you'll get, if you do want to follow it, you get to follow along with little old me. Right, so we move over into the race. Yep, confirm we're going for the hard tyres. Take another glug of iron brew. Right, strap in, let's do this. Rolling off 4th this time. Nice little improvement from race 1. It's basically where we left off at the end of that race. So there's Kirsten, and it'll be the 2 Volvos on the front row. And behind us there you see You Are Boss in the other Renault, and Richard Wilkes in the Audi. I say he's looking quite strong in that car this week. Definitely found a bit more pace, which is very nice to see indeed. Right, here we go then. Formation lap. As usual, nice big lighting up of the tyres. As I always say, I know it doesn't actually make a difference, but that would have left us a very nice big number 11 with some very nice sticky rubber for us to get a good launch off of. See Kirsten very enthusiastically warming his tyres. I think he's trying to get some heat in the rears there. That's what his goal is. I think more scrubbing them on the corners and working your brakes does more than doing that. But it looks cool. And if it makes you feel better, then why not? Right, so we come up towards Melbourne hairpin again, getting ready to start. You can see we've got good temperature in the fronts again, just where we need them to be. Let's just make sure of that. There we go. Got some good heat in the brakes as well, so they'll work when we hit them. Right, race 2, here we go. Looks like she just wants to creep forward, but I can hold her on the brakes until we get the lights. Just wait for that last car to come into position. We can see it right here. We go. Oh! Very quick starting out. He gave me a little nudge, but I think we're okay. I was a bit unsighted on the braking point there. Braked a bit early, but we're okay. Oh no! How are we still alive? It really was just to mash the throttle and hope for the best. The steering's bent now, but we'll plug on. The car feels okay, other than the, I think possibly being slightly on the crab now. So it's basically just like every Rover Metro in the 90s. None of them were ever straight. So we can get our third place back. Oh, the back end's a bit loose. I've got to let him have it. Or do I? Probably yes. I've got a damaged car. Yeah, team effort and all that. That was a silly way of picking up a track limits penalty there. Come on, do better. I know the car's balked, but come on. Yeah, we've not gotten away with that completely free. Car is very loose now. Apart from suspension damage, we probably also don't have a rear bumper anymore, which will affect the downforce at the back. I think the spoiler's probably still there. Otherwise, the car would be very, very nose heavy. But again, the car will balance out once those fronts start to wear down. So if we can just hang on, we might find, maybe compared to UHAR at least, we can gain a bit more speed towards the end of the race. We are eking away from the cars behind us, so that's good. Outbraking yourself like that ain't going to help. Come on, focus. In answer to your question, Barry Lynn, that was the front wheel drive technique of mash the throttle, centre the steering and hope for the best. And offer a sacrifice to whatever your chosen deity is. It's going to need something special for me to, I think, move from fifth now, either from myself or from the guys at the front. But carrying this damage, if we can hang on for fifth, that'll be a very good result. Alright, that's 10 laps in the book. Only another 8 more to go. Yeah, we're definitely not going to catch the cars in front, so I'm just going to focus on just securing our 5th place. It's probably not going to be the most exciting thing to watch, but it is what it is. And that's the way racing goes. Not every race is going to be an epic duel for wins. A lot of races are just like this. It's all about getting as much as you can out of it. But I'm still enjoying the challenge, which is what matters. Really going to have to be careful with these track limits now. Ironically, I've only picked one of those 4 warnings up at the chicane this race so far. Yep. Yeah, the car's decided it wants to be an oval racer. It really wants to turn left. Oh dear. It's a shame it's 1996 and Rockingham hasn't been built yet. But this car will definitely feel right at home going around there as it is right now. I suppose in the 90s there is plenty of short ovals in the UK. Certainly a lot more than there are now. So we'll break that statement. This car will feel right at home going around Vauxhall Stadium or Wimbledon or Arena Essex or Ringwood or any one of those. Let's say with the whack it took, it probably wouldn't look that out of place in a banger race in the 90s. Wilk smells blood. It's not getting any better with the tyre wear, it's getting worse. Really doesn't want to turn into these right-handers now. Right, that's it, no more track limits. Right, looking at where Wilkes is, as long as we don't make any mistakes, don't get any more track limits, we should just about be okay. I think what, 3 more laps to go? Yeah, we'll just dropping back a bit. That means we can wind it back just a smidge as well to make sure we don't get zapped for a penalty and that we don't bin it. Because the car is trying to turn left every time I hit the brakes. Shame, 'cause it looks like you guys' pace has dropped off there, so, well, if we hadn't have had the incident, we might well have been able to hang on for a podium perhaps, but never mind. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, didn't. Ultimately I screwed up the run into the old hairpin, which put me into that situation in the first place. Ooh, hello. Here we go, last lap. Let's just bring this home. Be another nice steady points haul, which will help us to get that best of the rest position in the championship. So we are running out of time to secure that win I want. Although we had some good pace here. Hopefully we can carry that over to the two Silverstone rounds of Brands Hatch. Certainly Silverstone's a fairly similar driving style to this. Renault should feel quite at home there. And across the line, it's over. I'm going to exit because I want to see what's left of the back of the car. It looks alright actually, but it certainly didn't feel alright. If the bumper stayed on, I thought for sure that would have gone. Well, that's another win for, well, another 1-2 for the Volvos. Will anyone be able to beat them at all? Well, we'll have to find out next time, which I believe will be in 2 weeks. If I remember rightly, I think it's Brands Hatch and then the two Silverstone races, which would make the most sense, as the reason the two Silverstone races are at the end of the season is to give the guys more time to work on them. But anyway, with that, that's going to be everything. So thank you all for tuning in. If you've made it this far, have a very enjoyable rest of your evening and a nice week. And do tune in for the ISO F1 race next weekend at Spa. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend, but that's probably going to be worth watching. I think it's quite the exciting championship they've got going on over there. All you'll need to find that's all on the ISO forum, which once again the link to that is below in the description. Anyway, have a lovely evening, and hopefully I shall see you all again soon. Cheery bye!